Hey dancers, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to the Confident Dancer YouTube channel. Today I want to share with you some tips on how to actually enjoy your time off, because we are entering the time where a lot of dancers are either in a time off from their professional contract, or you are maybe a student, you've done some summer programs, and then you're about to maybe have like a 2-week break or something before the school year starts again. Maybe this applies to you for just the average weekend when you have the opportunity to rest, but you feel some fear and worry and tension around that. So no matter what your breaks look like, I want to talk to you and give you some tips about how to actually relax, enjoy, and get the most out of your time off instead of spending it worrying, thinking about what's up ahead, freaking out that you're not going to be ready, all that stuff. So let's get into it. My first thing is just to say that whatever you choose to believe about your break is what it will be. Okay? What do I mean by that? If you believe it's going to be this time where you're going to get out of shape and you're being lazy and your body is going to change so much and you are already projecting that it's going to be scary or bad or you should be working, whatever you project onto it is what it will be, my friends. Even if you have some moments where you try to work your way out of that mentality, overall, if the mental frame you're setting around it is projecting things that are based in fear, then you will experience what you are projecting. Now, I don't mean that in a superstitious way, like if you believe you're going to be out of shape, then absolutely you will. No. But if you are very scared that during the break you need to do nothing and you really should do nothing, and then you're going to get out of shape, and then you're already imagining going back into the school year or the season and being out of shape, and you're so scared of that, then the fear itself will eat away at your ability to actually rest and gain from the rest period what it's meant to give you. So just be first very aware that whatever you project is some version of what you will experience. So on the positive end, if you choose to believe about the break, that it is a time for restoration, that it is a time not to lose something, but to gain something, that it's a time that will be wonderful, restorative, allow you to be present, allow you to be grateful, and reflect on both the things that you're happy about from the past and then also what you're excited for going forward. Whatever you choose to project onto it is what it will be. And I have personal experience with this. If you had told me this maybe 8 years ago or so, when I was like really in my pre-professional training, I would have been like, yeah, right, Kirsten. No. We need to be on the treadmill every day. What are you talking about? But what I ended up realizing is so many dancers, myself included, I think it's really normal to be like, always have what's coming up on your schedule in the back of your mind the whole time you're supposed to be resting. And then every time that you notice, oh my gosh, I didn't do any physical exercise today, or I ate something that I really enjoyed, but it wasn't like in my healthy ballerina diet routine, you can start to experience fear and shame and worry and doubt, and then you might already be ideating about how the first class back will feel terrible. Believe me, friends, I've been there. And guess what? My first classes back were often terrible if I went into it with that mentality. Here's something that totally changed my life, and I've shared this with a lot of dancers that I've worked with, and it's not just me who has experienced this benefit. If you instead go back into your season, your school year, whatever it is, your Monday after a fun weekend, and if you're instead of projecting, oh, it'll be terrible, I will be stiff, I won't dance well, instead if you just open your mind to, what if it went well? What if it's great? What if I can surprise myself? And instead of holding on to your typical mentality of, here's what makes a class good, I have to start, and during pliés, my turnout has to be like this, and I have to feel exactly like I did on Friday. Well, of course, if your definition of success or measure of success is so rigid like that, then you might be paranoid the second you don't feel exactly like that, because it's a Monday and you've taken 2 days off, and you might be tempted to be like, oh, the class is terrible already. And then you start to create this self-fulfilling prophecy. This is the power of the mind, my friends. This is why I do what I do, okay? So instead, if you just open your mind and not only say, what if it actually is great today? But also pair that with shifting your priorities, shifting the purpose or intention that you're choosing for the class. And instead of making it about, I felt this way on Friday and it felt like a good class, allow Friday to be a good class in its own way. Maybe the Monday class is about reconnecting with your body. Maybe it's actually about noticing stiffness and relaxing into the movement to dissolve the stiffness instead of freaking out that the stiffness is there and thinking that the whole day is going to be terrible and you look awful and what are you doing with your life? So this is the growth mindset, my friends. I always talk about it. So be careful what you project. Remember to have an open mind and look for what is good. Now, the second thing is, what are some ways that you can frame your rest period to make it feel like what I said, which is it's a time to gain something, not to lose something. So what are some things that you can actually gain? Let's talk about that. And I would love to hear in the comments as well what you like to gain from a break. This is not going to be a comprehensive list, so I genuinely love to hear from you. So a couple of ideas I've had is that obviously I really believe that the mental game behind what we do is just as important, if not more important, than the physical game. Because however we are practicing physically is still being dictated by our minds. So we need to make sure that our mental game is really serving us, it's on point, it's helping us in our well-being, our happiness, and our performance. So I really believe that breaks can be a fantastic time, yes, to restore the body, and I think it is a tremendous time to work on your mind. Now, I actually want to rephrase work on. Let's drop the idea of work during a rest period. I know as dancers, we use that term work liberally. We're like, work on my mind, work on my perspective, work on my body. Oh, I need to practice trusting myself. Oh, I got to work on that. Let's just drop the work word for a second and practice the mentality of allowance, of curiosity, of openness, of trust, okay? Of peacefulness, freedom, whatever it is that you connect with. Here's a radical idea, my friends. Progress is not always a direct result of work. Whoa. Whoa, just sit on that for a second. In the ballerina mindset, what I've noticed, and I was totally here too, is that whatever we want to achieve, it is very common for us to think, okay, well, I have to work to get there, as if our work is the only variable that will help us to get to where we want to go. There is a very valid and beneficial aspect to this mentality, because to a certain extent, we are taking action, we are taking responsibility, we are taking charge of what we want and doing what we can to get there. However, if work is the only thing that you rely on to get to where you want to go, rest will become a scary thing. And rest is actually what you need to be your best in the work periods. And I'll describe more of what I mean by that. I just believe that there is so much more to trust in than only our own effort to get us to where we want to go. Because in the effort mentality, it's almost like we see life as this math equation of when I put in effort, I get closer to where I want to go. And when I'm not only just not making progress, I'm backsliding. Of course, that would create a lot of fear, tension, and paranoia or guilt around rest. So instead, I like to treat rest periods as a reminder that the world keeps spinning when I'm not working to make it spin around. In fact, the world doesn't need me to spin around, I like to actually practice, like anytime I would feel tension around rest, I actually like to use it as a challenge to confront and address and resolve the fear-based mentalities that are keeping me hustling. So instead of just having the thought come up that, oh my gosh, I should be working right now, and believing it, I'm like, whoa, why? Whoa. I actually start to use that as an opportunity to look for evidence as to what are the things in my life that have come in without me working for it. not in order to just be like, oh yeah, everything just happens for me and I don't have to do anything. Obviously, that's not an empowered attitude either. However, I don't want any of you to get so stuck in the hustle mentality that you're like, nothing happens unless I'm striving for it, because that keeps you stuck in cycles where you are scared of resting. And you need to rest in order to be able to gain perspective, in order for your joy of dance to be pure and to feel cultivated again. You need space sometimes to really want to come back into dance instead of feeling like you have to come back into dancing, okay? So I think it's just such a beautiful time to reframe the I have to, I have to, I have to, and just be in the space where maybe that have to mentality is going to be running in your mind for the first couple days, maybe not. Maybe you just notice it a couple times. If you notice it, it's a great opportunity to be like, whoa, 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 this is my time to do the want to stuff, to remember that I don't have to do all this stuff. Whatever I'm telling myself I have to do, it's my choice to do it. And you can still choose to do it, but don't for a second pretend that you absolutely have to, or else you're nothing, or else you're a piece of trash, or else you're going nowhere in life. No, that is the fear-based mentality that I want to encourage you to use your breaks to let go of, in order to not only resolve your fear-based mentality, but actively choose the mentality of trust. Trust in your ability to use your time in the studio effectively when you get there. Trust in the value of rest. Trust that there is so much more to you than your exact performance physically every single day. Trust that your mentality really matters, your happiness matters, your well-being matters. It actually helps you to be a more genuine, magnetic, and expressive artist. It genuinely helps you to feel inspired to go into the studio and to have this energy that just makes your jump soar, and it makes, it easier to kind of laugh off a mistake a little bit on the inside and just move on. When we're so tired, when we're so stuck in, oh, that I have to, I'm not good enough, that fear-based, that limited mentality, then it's so easy to get bogged down no matter how much work you put in. And your progress starts to slow down even if you're putting in more effort. And that's a really big sign that you might need a break, and you might need to reformulate your relationship with rest if that's something you continually find yourself in. Hey dancers, just want to briefly talk to you about the Confident Dancer Coaching Program. For those of you who are really resonating with these videos and you find yourself wanting to work through things like the self-doubt you experience, maybe you have a lot of trouble trusting yourself and your abilities, if you're not as confident as you want to be as a performer, you're not enjoying yourself the way you want, and your performance is suffering as a result, this is a great sign that it's time to work on the mind. And I want you to know that support is available for that, my friends. So as a high performance mindset coach for dancers, I want you to know that I specialize in helping dancers to overcome the mental struggles I just mentioned, to build a confident and healthy mindset that allows them to perform and feel their best. Feel your best, specifically, because I want that for every dancer. Personally, as a former professional, full-time professional dancer myself, now I do freelance and stuff, but I realized that some of the greatest things I was able to experience and achieve in my career happened during times where I was confident, I was grounded, I was present, and I was really mastering the mental game behind the physical thing that we do. And conversely, the times where I was deeply struggling with performance anxiety, self-doubt, just constant spirals of negative thought in class that would just drain my energy and take me down, it was so hard to make progress. It was so hard to enjoy myself and to dance the way I knew I could. So I know that I'm not alone in this, and I want you to know that support is available. I offer individual coaching. And yeah, if this is something that resonates with you, do visit my website, kirstenkemp.com, or also theconfidentdancer.com. They both lead to the same place. It's linked below. There you can visit, learn more about my coaching services, and apply to have a free consultation where you and I can talk about the challenges and the goals that you have, see if working together would be a great fit, and I'd love to help you. So yeah, do reach out if that is something you would like help with. I want you to get the most out of your ballet journey or whatever journey you're on. I have worked with all sorts of different performing artists and athletes before. ballet dancers are my sweet spot, but just wanting you to know that support is available. And if you're interested, check it out. Love to talk. All right, enjoy the rest of the video. I also want to share with you this thought that I had in the car, like just a couple days ago. And it's a thought that came up around something in my own life. I realized, there was something that was really bothering me. And I realized that for the last week, I had been seeing my entire life through the context of this problem that was bothering me. And I just had this visual come to my mind that, wait, I've been acting like the problem I've been experiencing is the context for my life, instead of what's actually true is, here's my life, and my life is the context for the problem. But I've been seeing it through the lens of, I've been seeing the greater context of my life through the lens of the problem, instead of looking at the problem through the lens of my greater life. I hope that makes sense to you, because it was really a big thing for me. And I started to, and what I thought was so great about that is it doesn't disregard or invalidate that the problem is real. And I do this sometimes with problems, because I don't often believe that what we feel is a problem is actually a problem. Not all the time. Sometimes, yes. I believe it's an opportunity for us to grow. I believe, I like to have empowering beliefs around these things. But anyway, so what I liked is I didn't have to invalidate that the problem felt real or that it was real. Instead, it just helped put the problem in its place, and it helped me to see that problem differently, that I have a whole life, I have a whole future ahead of me. I have so much more going on than just this thing, and I can start to look at the thing I'm bothered about through the lens of all the other things that are happening that are so great, or all the other resources I have that, ground me, instead of just my life centering around this problem. And you know what? I think rest periods are a great time to use that mindset shift for yourself. It's a time for you to get connected with what's going on in your bigger life, because even if you feel like your life is ballet and your whole world turns around what you do as a ballet dancer, or any kind of dancer or artist, athlete. I know there are lots of people who watch these videos who aren't just ballet dancers, and that's cool. I'm so happy you're here. And I think we can also get stuck in this identity of, I am a dancer and that's all I am, and without it I'm nothing. Even if consciously you say, like, I know I'm more than a dancer, are you acting like it? Maybe not. Maybe not. So this is your time to really sit in the greater context of your life, in the greater context of who you really are, and all that you have going on, all the potential you have, all the beautiful things in your life that you can be grateful for. And it's just a reminder that there is so much you can trust in beyond your own hustle. There's so much you can trust in beyond the momentary circumstances that you see. Life is just so much bigger than that. And I think just re-entering that broader perspective, specifically from a state of trust and rest, is what will help you so much when you do re-enter the studio or whatever practice you're doing. I have just seen time and time again that the dancers who have this mentality of being a person at rest, of trusting in their ability to get up from a challenge, trusting in their ability to handle a challenge, trusting their ability to learn from anything that happens, even if it feels bad, or just trusting as well in so many other things outside of themselves. Like, I really trust in well, for me, I'm a Christian, I'm a person of faith, and so my faith is a really big part of my life. And I don't think faith is something that's exclusive to religious people. I do really believe that choosing a perspective of faith is a beautiful gift that you can give yourself. Trust that you are not the only person who's worked through the challenges you're facing. Trust that there have been people probably with fewer advantages than you who have made it to where you want to be. And so why not you? Trust that there is a way to work through whatever you're facing. Trust that even if you don't achieve what you want right now, maybe, and I believe this is true, whatever goals we don't reach that we wanted to, I believe it's an opportunity for us to see that, hey, maybe what I thought I wanted is actually limited. Maybe there's actually something better for me to want, and this experience is challenging that. Maybe this experience is refining my taste in life of what's actually good. There's just so much. I would really love to encourage you to expand your perspective to one that's rooted in trust and faith and rest, because a person who is at rest, a person who is grounded in trust of something in themselves and also bigger than themselves. If you are a person like that, if you choose to become one, you are going to be able to take the same action as anyone else, but instead of taking it from a place of fear and a mentality of lack, scarcity, and pressure and stress and anxiety and worry, where you're anywhere in your mind than the moment right now. If you're a person who instead is the opposite, and you're like, what I have is in this moment right now. I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to just take that one step at a time. I'm going to trust. I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to rest. Yes, it is possible, even in this stressful and competitive field. It is possible, and I see it radically transforming performers' well-being, and it also radically transforms your ability to perform your best and enjoy the process. I believe that is so, so, so important. Literally, why do we work so hard if we don't allow ourselves to experience the reward of it, which is enjoyment? Why? Why? Anyway, I got really, really passionate here. I know this wasn't a super structured video, but it was from the heart, and I hope that this pep talk was really encouraging for you. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, and let me know what you want to do to enjoy your rest time. I'd love to hear about it. Enjoy, be well, and come back next week for another video. Thanks. Bye.